What's up guys, it's Joe with Strictly Commerce. Today we're going to be going over the Amazon buy box and how to win the buy box and exactly how everything works. Winning the buy box is composed of basically three big main factors. One is your price, two is the location of the item in accordance to where the customer is actually ordering from, and three is how much stock that you actually have inside of Amazon of that item. So we're going to jump inside the computer and actually show you what the buy box is and how it works. Okay, so now we're inside the computer and I'm going to show you guys exactly what the buy box is. So right here on the right side, you can see that this box is actually the buy box. And what it is basically just the front page of Amazon, or realistically the person getting the most sales on a given listing. So inside of this product specifically, the buy box is ABG Deals, which is just one of the sellers. And then you can scroll down here and you can see all the other sellers that are on the listing. Everybody is competing for the buy box in this front page because this is the guy that's going to get the majority of the sales, because most customers just click here, they'll click add to cart, and that'll be the way that they buy the product. Most won't go through and kind of check out the other listings and stuff like that, because you can see the buy box is $16.80 on Prime, but somebody can get this item for $10.99 plus $2.99 shipping, so they can get it a little bit cheaper anyway if they weren't going there. Because this seller has the buy box, he is going to get the most sales at a given time. So the first thing that goes into buy box is actually FBA versus FBM, and basically that means that FBA sellers majority of the time get more share of the buy box because they're through Amazon's FBA program. Customers are getting their items prime, shipped, and they have a higher chance of getting the buy box, as well as they will usually beat out a merchant fulfilled seller or an FBM seller, even by selling for a little bit higher of a price. So you can generally sell your items for, maybe 5 to 10% more than FBM sellers if you're using FBA, and still win the buy box. So the only thing that you'll want to check into is actually inside of your Keepa chart here, and it'll tell you what sellers are getting the buy box. So you can see here when we hover over, buy box is $12.98 FBM, and then it goes back to $16.80 FBA, back and forth. You can see you have to go really slow because it's moving so much. FBA, and then an FBM guy will hop in there and steal the buy box away. You can see in the chart. Also inside of your Keepa, you can check out buy box statistics, and it'll tell you who is actually getting the majority of the sales. So we can see that guy, ABG Deals, they're getting a majority of the sales at an average of $16.80. They are getting 92% of buy box. This guy's getting 8%. I'm assuming the rest of the sellers are getting basically little to no share of the buy box. You can see here their FBA, what their rating is and all that, and this tells you a really good estimate as to who's winning the buy box the most. And then if you open it up to 90 days, we could also see more right in here. So we can also check out another listing for buy box, because the next thing that goes on with buy box is also location. So we're in New Jersey, so our buy box is going to be different than a customer that's shipping to California. So the next thing that goes into buy box is location. A customer in New Jersey is going to be different. Their buy box is going to be different than a customer that's in California. The reason being is Amazon's goal with the buy box is to get the customer the best, most efficient way to get their item. So it's not always about price, like we said, and we've talked about, because versus FBM versus FBA, but it is also about location, because somebody in California is going to want to be on that side, the west side, logistics network, compared to somebody on the East Coast in New York or New Jersey. They're going to be buying from somebody else. So when you ship into FBA, it also depends on location, because you ship into fulfillment centers that are near you, and then Amazon kind of distributes them out. The same thing goes with the buy box, because customers, based off of where they are, is also going to change up who has the buy box, because customers are expecting their item within basically 48 hours or 2 days, because that's what prime shipping is. The last piece of the buy box is actually buy box rotation. So what buy box rotation is basically what we showed down here in the Keepa chart. The buy box will rotate between sellers. So this is a bad example, but if we hop into another listing, this 30 count, basically the same item, is having a different rotation of the buy box, because buy box rotates between sellers that are competitive in price and also the same standard in shipping and location. So on that first listing, there was only really one. That guy was dominating the buy box because he was just selling it for $4 or $5 cheaper than the lowest FBA offer. As you can see here in the Keepa chart, this listing is actually having a different share and rotation of the buy box, with somebody getting 83% and then a bunch of sellers getting 4 or 5%. And this just happens to do with price. He's selling it for a couple bucks cheaper all of them are FBM, so he's just getting most of the sales. Buy box will rotate between these competitive sellers, and the stock really matters too, because if you have, a month's worth of stock in Amazon, Amazon is obviously going to give you the buy box more because you have more, stock for people to buy. You're going to have a higher percentage of share. So if you stock out your items, you end up actually selling more than you think you do when you send more stock, rather than selling a few and then just being out of stock and then waiting to ship more items in. When you send more stock, you will actually hold more buy box share as long as all of your other criteria are hit. The best way to win the buy box and the easiest way to actually stay in the buy box the longest is to ship everything through FBA. Be super competitive on your price with other sellers. That doesn't mean to undercut, but just match their lowest price or the buy box holder's lowest price, and then just wait for the rotation to happen. And then the way to increase your buy box share as time goes on and as you get more confident is to basically stock out more listings and put more inventory into Amazon, so you have a better chance of getting sales. So now you guys know exactly what the buy box is on Amazon and exactly how you can increase your chances of winning and what it takes to win the buy box. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for your business.